Love lives here.
So, as I mentioned, we are talking about, for the next 2 or so months, we are living into the vision. We're living into the vision. Visioning, as we have shared with you on numerous occasions, is an opening up to Spirit's highest idea of our lives, being receptive to that, and we open to that through a meditation, questioning, contemplation, where we sit in quiet meditation, communing with the divine, communing with the Spirit within, and tapping into the inner wisdom, the higher wisdom self that is within, because we know that there is only one power, one presence, one infinite eternal, and the highest, most external, the highest, most divine is also the innermost divine. The highest, most God is the innermost God. The highest, most Spirit is the innermost Spirit. Whatever word you choose to use for the all, that is what we're talking about here. So that wisdom of the ages, that peace that passes all understanding that Ed spoke so beautifully in the invocation this morning, that is within each one. The love that is within each one of us, and that is what is wanting to express. Now, when we talk about vision like this, I want to be really clear. I want to make sure we back up and get really clear about what we're talking about in terms of your purpose in life. Everybody's purpose. I've shared this with you countless times, but I'm sharing with you again because it's a good reminder. Your sole purpose in life, your life's purpose, is to be the power and the presence of love made manifest. Got it? So if you're like, I don't know what my purpose is, I don't know what my purpose is, I don't know what my life purpose is. Yes, you do. Your life's purpose is to be the power and the presence of love on earth. That's it. That's your life purpose. Good? We're good with that? The vision for your life is how you, the highest idea, the highest potentiality, the highest possibility of you expressing that life's purpose. The way that it is individualized through and as you, that is the high vision for your life. But I don't want you to misunderstand and think that we're talking about predestination here. It's not like God's plan for your life is to be a car salesman, right? And God's plan for your life is at 42, you will get married. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about God's plan. God's plan for your life is for you to what? Be the power and the presence of love on earth made manifest. That's the plan. How you go about doing that, how you go about expressing that, there are tendencies, there are ways, there are natural gifts and talents and abilities that you have come into this form of expression to express. But that is you, yours, individualized as you, because we have free will. It's not predestination, it's not preordained, it's not that whatever you do, you're going to end up in the same place, whether you wanted to or not. It's not that way of being. The high idea, when we're talking about the high idea of our lives, it is expressive, it is expansive. And then the ways that then manifests when we are in alignment with the high idea, the ways that demonstrates through our abilities, our talents, and our willingness to align with it. And it expresses in a variety of ways. So, for example, my life, the high vision of my life was not seeing the tree, though we talk about it a lot, right? That was not the ultimate be-all, end-all high vision of my life, is seeing the tree outside the windows. That's only a glimpse of the idea. The high idea for my life, my personal life, is to connect deeply, to live consciously, and to love boldly. That's the high idea that's been revealed so far to me. Connect deeply, live consciously, love boldly. And then how that shows up as I continue to sit envisioning, because that's where that was revealed, was envisioning, but as I continue to sit envisioning, then I continue to receive how that might show up. And then I can discern through my embracing or my releasing, I can then discern action to take that is in alignment with this high idea. So how does it show up, or how has it shown up in my life? I was a high school teacher. I was a flight attendant. I was a massage therapist. I'm a minister. Looks like four completely different things, doesn't it, on the surface? But really, what it's all been about is connecting deeply, living consciously, and loving boldly. And how that has shown up through all of it, even despite the different career paths, how that's shown up is always the teacher thread. It is always sharing truth. It is always connecting with others so that I might have a deeper connection with them, but I also have a deeper connection with Spirit, and that we have a deeper connection with one another. It's about sharing and living consciously and sharing that with others. So as a teacher, obviously I was teaching. As a flight attendant, I was in the training department teaching. As a massage therapist, every client on the table is an opportunity for one-on-one direct client education, and I taught at the massage school. Then, what am I doing up here? Teaching. So the through line, the way Spirit has been expressing this high idea, there is a through line of teaching for me. There's been other skills, there's other talents, there's other things that come in as well, but the through line has been some sort of teaching, has been some sort of sharing, has been connecting, has been living consciously, has been loving boldly. So this is how vision wants to unfold. So it's not preordained. I chose each of those career paths. I could have chosen a different career path, and the through line would still be connecting deeply, living consciously, loving boldly. Does this make sense to everybody? So when we asked you earlier in the year, when Ed facilitated the visioning session, and as we keep referring back to the visioning session, and we've referred back to what must be released and what must be embraced. And a couple of weeks ago, we had the opportunity to really dig into what must be released, and we walked through a discernment process. Remember that? Where we walked through a discernment process to see what it is that you are being called to release, and then begin to inquire of Spirit what would support you in releasing that, what actions you could take, and what micro action you could take to releasing something. And then we did the same thing with embrace. This whole first 2 months, we looked at the creative process of how we look at our beliefs, we look at our behaviors, and we see the world of effect, and we recognize that what we are seeing currently is a reflection of our past beliefs and behaviors. It brought us to where we are. This is the law of cause and effect, right? We talked about all of this. Remember all this? Yeah, maybe? See some heads nodding? Okay. And how do we shift that? Is we shift, if we want to have a different experience, then we have to shift what we're thinking, how we're behaving, what we're believing about ourselves. We get to shift all that, right? So living into the vision gives us the opportunity to really focus in on those particular things and break them down step by step, break them down component by component to really dive deeper. Your beliefs dictate your behaviors. Your beliefs dictate your behaviors. Your values dictate your beliefs, dictate your behaviors. So what is it that you value? What is it that you believe? And then how are you behaving? When we transform, which is what visioning is all about, transformation. Visioning is about change. Visioning is about evolving and growing. That is the process of visioning. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to present the opportunity for growth so that we may live into the vision. The vision already is. It's not predestined or preordained, but the vision already is. And what we have the opportunity to do is we have the opportunity to take our chisel, like a sculptor with a piece of marble, and take our chisel and chisel away at the marble and reveal the beauty, reveal the truth, reveal the idea, the high idea of our life from within, because it's already there. We just have the opportunity to reveal it, to peel it away. So how do we go about doing this? If we look at our beliefs, if we look at our behaviors only, let's go with behaviors first. If we look at our behaviors only, and we try to change our behaviors, that's all well and good. I can not buy a case of Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies and not eat them. The whole case, which is gone, by the way. I can go to the gym. I can eat healthier. I can do my Weight Watcher app. I can change behaviors, and I will see results. But when the behaviors become boring, or I get tired of them, or I don't feel like it, or I feel lazy today, then, Little Caesars is calling my name. And once I've done Little Caesars one day, well, why don't we go out to dinner tomorrow? And I really don't feel like cooking the next day, so let's go have Mexican. And what? The behavior didn't stick, right? Whereas, if we approach it from the belief side, I believe I'm healthy, I believe I'm happy, I believe that I have energy, I believe it, and I can believe it and 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 believe it to my core, and yes, the outside will change. It might take longer, but the outside will change because the belief dictates the behavior, so when I believe it, then I see it, right? But, beloveds, it doesn't have to be binary. It doesn't have to be either or. The best way, the most effective way to change, to transform, to grow, to develop is a both and. We change the belief and we change the behavior. The belief plus behavior, when we do that together, then we start to see real progress because we're doing it together. They meet in the middle and then we're doing it together. The belief has changed, the behaviors have changed. Because if I'm just sitting on my yoga mat, or my meditation cushion, meditating, wanting, and not taking any action, I can meditate and want a long, long, long time. Right? So when we talk about prayer and action, or treat and move your feet, meaning that we don't just pray about it, I'll pray for you. I'll keep you in my prayers. Sending love and prayers, right? We do that to ourselves too. Just staying in okay, I'm just going to pray about it, or I'm just going to meditate on it, and one day I know things are going to change, right? But we have the opportunity to do that and take action upon that which has been revealed. And when we take action, when we take one step toward spirit, one step toward the divine takes 10,000 steps toward us. Now, we know that the divine is not anywhere outside of ourselves. We get that. But when we bring our consciousness, our conscious awareness and activity to the presence of the divine and make sure that we are in the presence, that we are practicing the presence, that we are aware of the presence as we take the action, then the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, moves with us and lifts us and moves us forward, carries us, if you will. So as Ed was saying, let go and let God, it's not letting go and surrendering into the chaos. It is surrendering into the order, the divine order that we know as law, that we know as spirit as law. It's trusting and having faith in the law, trusting and having faith in spirit, trusting and knowing that the law of cause and effect, that the law of reciprocity, that the law of attraction, that the law itself supports, maintains, sustains, and delivers that which is put into it. So living into the vision, my beloveds, is beginning to look at what it is that we get to release, let go of, what it is we get to embrace, embody, and become, and then begin taking action upon that. We're not trying to take action. I didn't go online searching for a community that had a window with trees, right? And then go, oh, let me Google that. Let me see where there's one that does that, right? It was about living the process and getting rid of what no longer served, embracing what I'm called to embrace, eliminating, integrating, that brought me here and that brought you to me and that brought me to you, right? Make sense how all this works? So over the next couple of months, we are going to dive deep into breaking it down bit by bit so that we have the opportunity to really grow together, to let go of the hidden beliefs that may be lurking about. All right, not even maybe looking about, that are lurking about, the hidden beliefs that are right there in the subconscious, lurking about. We're going to look at letting go of the underlying commitments that we have made to ourselves. Because this whole process of transformation begins with a willingness. It begins with a willingness to change, a willingness to expand, a willingness to grow. And if we don't have that willingness, then we stay where we are. We simply stay put. So there is this willingness that is part of it, that we're looking at with what are we committed to. Last week in the Beyond Limits class, I asked the class, what is it that you really want? Tell me, write it down, what you really, really want. Tell you what you want. Anyway, write it down, what it is you really want. They all wrote it down. I said, okay. What if I told you that you don't really want it? They were like, what? I said, because if you really wanted it, you'd already have it. You're committed to something else. You're committed to not having it, or you're committed to something else. I'm committed to my Girl Scout cookies. I could weigh 185 pounds if I really wanted to. Well, I do weigh 185 pounds, and then some. Right? But I'm committed to my Girl Scout cookies. I got to help out, the grandkids and the little girls and, the nieces and all the young ladies in our lives. I have to help them out. Huh? Exactly. Right? So, that underlying commitment is keeping me from the goal, right? So we're going to look at our underlying commitments. We're going to look at what it is that we're really committed to. Then we're also going to look at setting healthy boundaries. Ooh, boundaries. Boundaries are good. Boundaries we think are limiting. Sometimes we think boundaries are really limiting, but boundaries actually are freeing. They are freeing. When you have that clear boundary, you then have the freedom to really live into the limitless. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. We'll be talking about that these coming months too. We'll be reclaiming our wholeness, all those parts of us that we have disowned, all those parts of us that we have let go and like, no, I'm not that. I'm not good enough. Or I'm not strong. Or I'm not a jerk. I'm not stupid. All of those things that we may have disowned, we'll have the opportunity to reclaim our wholeness. And then we'll also have the opportunity to look at our strengths, look at our values, look at what we really bring to the party, look at what we really bring in service to the world. We'll have the opportunity over the next couple of months to really dive into each of one of these. But this is what I wanted to share with you this morning. This is where we're headed for the next couple of weeks or next couple of months. We're headed into living your best life by living into your vision. And beloveds, it all starts with willingness. All starts with willingness. So I ask you this morning, are you willing to live into your vision? I'm going to ask you again because that was kind of iffy. And if it's iffy, that's cool because that's just more information for you. It's just more information to dive in, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it again. If you feel compelled to say yes, give me a strong yes. If you don't feel compelled yet, that's cool. All right, here we go. Are you willing to live into your vision? Very good. All right, so I invite our practitioners and our core council members to please stand and surround the sanctuary, and I invite our musician team, our band, to take the platform once again. So these beloveds standing around the sanctuary here are in prayer for this community every single day. If you do have a prayer request, you may fill out the prayer request in the pew, or you can also write to our ministry of prayer with your prayer request at prayer@riversidecsl.org. Prayer@riversidecsl.org. And be sure and see Ed and another practitioner in the prayer room after service for prayer if you are here in the room. So, all right, let's come together in consciousness, shall we? Recognizing here and now that there is just this one life, this one power, this one presence, this one infinite, all in all, the totality, the consciousness, the ground of all being, love, light, peace, joy, abundance. It is all that there is just this one life in full glorious expression. There is nothing else for anything to be other than this one life, this one presence, the divine. For it is all that there is. In the beginning was the one and only. And out of itself, through itself, it created multiplicity, but yet it still is unity. It is still one. It is still integral. It is still the wholeness, the allness, the fullness that simply is. And I recognize that I am an individualized expression of this one life, of this one. I am the power and the presence of love made manifest here on earth. Because love is all there is. There's nothing else for me to be but love. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of everyone gathered here this day, that each one is one with the one. Each one is a divine emanation, impartation, and manifestation of love itself. Each one is the power and the presence of love right here, right now. And it is this love intelligence that brought forth all of life and all of creation. And so this is this love intelligence that speaks this word now. It is this love intelligence that is living, moving, breathing, and having its being in, through, and as each one of us. It is this love intelligence that is forever revealing itself as we open ourselves to it, as we open to the vision, as we open to the highest idea of love intelligence expressing in, through, and as our lives. Yes, we are the power and the presence of love made manifest, and it shows up beautifully as we open and receive it, as we open and allow it to move, to guide, to show, to point the way, to teach, to reveal. This love intelligence is internal. It is within us. The highest, most love intelligence and the innermost love intelligence is the same love intelligence. It's all one. So I know that each one of us has access to it always and in all ways. It is available, waiting for us to just wake up and become aware of it. And so we wake up now. We wake up now. We wake up now. And again, and again, and now, and now, and now. We stay awake. We stay available. We stay aware. And I know that we connect more deeply, live more consciously, and love more boldly. And so I give thanks. I give thanks for this time together. I give thanks for this word. I give thanks for this truth that love intelligence is. It simply is, and it is ising, and I give thanks for it all. And I release this word now into the law, into the creative medium that only says yes, assured of its fulfillment. I let it be, and together we say, and so it is.